Before I begin my speech tonight, I must warn you that my speech topic is a little gruesome and not for the faint of imagination. How many of you have ever seen the TV show The Walking Dead? Anyone? Okay, so those of you who don't have your hands up, I highly recommend that you watch at least one episode so that you can learn how to prepare yourself for the zombie apocalypse. The Walking Dead is a TV show that is all about what happens post-Z-Day, or the day the zombie apocalypse begins. It follows a group of survivors as they try to stay safe in what used to be the United States. Now, I like The Walking Dead not just because of the great makeup or the awesome fight scenes, but because it always invokes a lot of discussion. For instance, if you're a zombie virus carrier, you get pregnant, and your child is stillborn, does it pull a predator and eat your organs and rip you open and drink your blood? Or is your baby just stillborn, like in the world before the zombie apocalypse? Now here's another question. Is the zombie apocalypse plausible? My answer to the first question is still unclear. There's still some discussion going on. But for the second question, the answer, ladies and gentlemen, is yes. The zombie apocalypse could very well happen. Will it be just like a TV show or movie? No. It will be very different. Now, zombies are traditionally people who have died and come back to life via some magical source or dark evil force. And then they roam the earth for the rest of their days looking for human flesh or human brains to feed on, because that's all they are, is hungry. Zombies aren't the sharpest tool in the shed, and they moan a lot, and the only way to kill them is with a fatal gunshot wound or a knife stab to the head, in the brain. In more recent zombieism theories, there's the idea that it's a virus that you carry that infects other people, be it by bite, scratch, or death from an infected person. And since I'm more of a believer of science than of the dark magic theory, I would say that that's pretty believable. This is how I foresee the zombie apocalypse happening. 2 male, young, brilliant scientists between the ages of 25 and 35 who love Left 4 Dead and other zombie shows, including The Walking Dead, have lunch one day, share a slice of pizza and a soda, and say, man, wouldn't it be so cool if we just had zombies in the real world? His friend would say, yeah man, and we're so smart we could totally do it. So the two would set off on their adventure, and they would create a virus, which I will call the Z. Now this virus would attack specific parts of our brain, the parts that give us judgment, spatial reasoning, emotional intelligence, language comprehension, and other parts of our brain that make us uniquely human. These parts would deteriorate. But one part, the hypothalamus, would be enhanced by this virus. And for those of you that are unaware, the hypothalamus is in charge of the 4 F's in our life. Feeding, fighting, fleeing, and the 4th F, of course, is reproduction. Now, in just about any zombie movie, you can see at least 3 of the 4 F's at work, and this is where you see plausibility. Zombies have no spatial reasoning, they don't speak, they're dumb as doornails, they just wander the earth, always hungry. So would it be hard for a brilliant, mad scientist to manipulate a virus to attack our brains in the same way that any other neurological disease does? In fact, a scientist could make an airborne pathogen, something that we breathe in, and then we would all become infected. And that's a scary and realistic thought. Some of us do have immune systems that are stronger than others, more resilient. It might take a bite or a scratch or a loss of blood for this virus to take place or take hold of our bodies. But we would all be infected. We would all deteriorate into shells of who we once were, and humanity would be lost. Now, I've given you an example of how the zombie virus could start, as well as how it could spread, and yet I'm sure some of you are still skeptical into believing that the zombie apocalypse will one day begin. So I'm going to give you one final reason as to why you should start preparing yourselves for Z-Day. You should start preparing yourselves, everyone, because the zombie apocalypse has already begun. The intense, soulless, lifeless shells of existence that I've already described currently walk amongst us. So prepare yourselves, everyone, for what already is and what is yet to come. Madam Toastmaster.